Hi, my name's Akina, and I thought I'd do a video today about the stress vulnerability model. And basically, what it is all about, it basically explains how there's things that you can do to make yourself more resilient. The things that happen daily that are going to make you stressed, and then there's things like life events that are going to make you vulnerable. And basically, if a few things happen at the same time, things that make you stressed and things that make you vulnerable, and that can um, actually increase your likelihood of becoming mentally unwell or have a sort of like breakdown of coping skills. So basically, when I was training, I learned about how some people are predisposed to mental illness, and that could be because they have it in their background, or could be that they've got a history of an addiction, or it could be that they've migrated quite a few times, which is obviously a stressor. So basically, I try and explain how the stress vulnerability model relates to everyone, I describe it as a cup of water, and some people are born with that cup of water filled to the top. Some people are born with an empty cup, and some people are born with a glass half full. And we say, well, when those coping skills break down, that's when the glass starts to overfill and spill, and that's a point in the person's life where they need mental health services or some sort of intervention to rebuild their coping skills and enhance their strengths. And then maybe things like needing time out, time away from um, time away from the stress. It could be something adapting to a new lifestyle, or a different sort of like way of living. And so what I commonly find working in mental health, that breakdown of relationships, homelessness, loss of job, these are the three main things that actually have a huge impact on a person. So if you've got anything else to add to this video, I just want to explain to you what happened to me today. I was happy in the morning. I woke up happy. I was a bit tired, but other than that, I was happy. And then, due to this having technology, I always get sort of in a habit of planning in advance, looking what train I'm going to catch, picking that train, and rushing with all my might and desire to be in time for this specific train that I want to catch. So I'm rushing. I've got 2 bags and a bike and juggling everything, and basically I couldn't find the train ticket that I wanted, so I need to go back and get like a refund, or an exchange. Couldn't find the train ticket I wanted, didn't have enough time to look for the right one that I needed. Caught the right train, thank God. Got there, wanted to get on the train with my bag. There was no room for me on my bag, so although I was on time for my train, I had to sit my ass down and wait for the next one. Then I realised I had to reserve my bike on the next train, so that's what I did. But I was thinking, blimey now, like, oh God, what's a girl got to do to get on a freaking train? Like, why is first class so important on these trains? Like, get with it. It's 2018. Like, the world is overpopulated. First class shouldn't be even a thing anymore. There's too many people. Just get rid of first class and allow people to sit anywhere they want. Who cares if that's where they get their money from? Just charge everyone the same rate. Who cares? Let everyone sit down wherever. Make sure there's room for bikes, people. Like why can't the train service just get with it, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, they've got all these apps and things to make sure people get on the train and people can get their ticket. Make sure there's bloody space for people, for God's sake, you know? And it's just like the whole thing around trains annoyed me. The fact that you can be like going through the barriers with your ticket, you go through your barrier, and then trying to go to the next bloody barrier, and your ticket decides not to work, and there's no bloody person there willing or around to let you through. And luckily today there was a really kind man in Cardiff, 'cause that's where you ever gonna find a kind person. And he let me put his ticket in, and actually the barrier was open to let everyone through. But still, I was like, how many damn things are gonna happen to me with this damn train? First, getting time for the train after rushing there, and there's no damn seat, nowhere for me to put my bike. Second, my ticket bloody won't work, and I was just like, oh, this is getting too much. So yeah, I mean, little things like that obviously bother us, like being stuck in traffic bothers people, and if we can get the small tiny things that are just sort of irrelevant, or just sort of annoying tiny things to not bother us, that can make us more resilient when the bigger stuff, is out there, like, preparing for an interview and stuff like that. So yeah, so comment below what you do to relieve your stress and what annoys you about the world at the moment. Only name a few things, don't list them. And yeah, and like what I do like is that I live in the UK and it's supposed to be safe, and we do have the NHS, and I quite like the variation of the weather. I mean, I know loads of people complain it's cold, but I quite like it can be cold one day, rainy for a few hours, and then the sun will come out and it'll just dry up, and it's just like 2 days in when. Like that's why I like about like the day. I love it looking up in the sky and seeing no clouds. Like tiny things like that make me like just puts a little bit of joy in my life. So yeah, comment below of a few things that really annoy you and a few things that you really like about being around, being in the world, and just being you. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to reading your comments.